Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Onigamiinsing. My name is Bia.
My name is Lynette.
And I'm Liz.
Today's episode is a special one. We've gathered 3 special guests to talk about the connection between Duluth's people and Duluth's land. I'm looking forward to hearing each of their perspectives and stories.
Our first guest is none other than Lake Superior itself, the largest freshwater lake in the world, also known as Gitchigumi. It is featured in Gordon Lightfoot's song about the wreck of Edmund Fitzgerald and holds an estimated 3 quadrillion gallons of water. Lake Superior, are you there?
Hi. Yes, I'm here.
Thank you for being with us. We are all looking forward to hearing your perspectives. I want you to reflect on how Duluth has changed over the past 200 years or so. How has your connection to Duluth's inhabitants changed?
Industrialization has inhibited my connection with humans. Those who inhabited the land before treated me as an extension of their culture. Now, I'm visited as a sight to see passing ships and not seen as a form of nature. People see me as a form of commerce and not a crucial part of Duluth's natural ecosystem. I miss the times when people would come and speak to me as a communication line to their ancestors. I remember when the boats people used to cross the water were moved by oars and paddles. Instead of the huge ships that cross me today, that dump fuel and other pollutants into me. I can feel the aquatic animals that live here getting sicker because of how careless Duluth's people are towards nature, which has been a trend over the past few hundred years since colonization brought in industrialization.
What a great reflection. It makes me completely rethink Lake Superior's natural beauty. I'm curious how you feel about the existing guidelines for environmental science and pollution. Do you feel as though they protect you?
From what I understand, humans have created guidelines for what amount of pollution is acceptable and what is not. Although I am grateful that humans are trying to hold themselves accountable for their damaging actions, I feel as though these guidelines permit polluting up to a certain point. This permission to pollute idea assumes that environments can handle some pollution before any harm occurs. This, of course, is wrong, and humans need to be aware of that. I am a big lake, so I'm left to wonder how much pollution humans think I can handle. Each small piece of trash and drip of oil damages my water and the ecosystems that rely on it. I do appreciate that humans are trying to reduce pollution, but they could do better. All pollution harms the environment that humans are meant to connect with and not destroy.
I've never thought of pollution guidelines in this way. I'm curious if colonial ideas have become normalized in a similar way. Have we excused our actions simply because much of society has allowed them? How might we denormalize some of these damaging guidelines? I like how you're thinking. This is part of unforgetting.
Next, we have a special guest who covers the land in many different shapes, sizes, and forms. Rock, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Thanks for joining us. As a rock, I'm wondering how your experience and existence has shaped you. What have you seen? What have you learned?
I am a scene, also known as rock. Rocks are the bones of the earth. I allow the water to rest in my valleys and my mountains shape and mold the wind into something new. Like a skeleton, I am always there, but often overlooked or omitted. I allow the rest of land to thrive and grow and create life, the very life that humans possess. I have been here since the beginning of the universe. My very minerals allowed for chemical reactions to take place, thus creating RNA, the first signs of life. From me, rock, something came from nothing. I am the origin of life. However, though I created life, I did not cultivate it alone. Water allowed for life to grow and thrive. Wind regulated the skies and the seas, making way for spreading the seeds of plants in a form of pollination.
What an eye-opening perspective. I like how you referenced water and wind as your partners in cultivating life. I know that rocks are often used by humans in different ways. In what ways are you affected by humans, and what are your opinions on that?
My gold and diamonds are revered, while my dirt and dust are looked down upon, while simultaneously making humans richer. I try to tell the humans, but they don't listen to me. I tell them that I only have so much oil, coal, and iron ore within me, but they keep taking. They keep taking and getting more, but they are not gaining anything besides dissatisfaction. They will never be happy or satisfied. In the end, they will return to me just the same. They were born for me, and they will give back to me. I have love for all life, but I believe that humans don't see me as something living or tangible unless it fills their greed. I don't believe that it's all humans, but a select few corrupting the masses' minds in order to satisfy their singular greed. They die too. I feel myself changing daily, warping, losing matter. We are all crying out to the humans. Some listen, most ignore, the rest are apathetic.
It's sad to hear that humans are not listening and that you don't feel seen. I want to be someone who listens and embraces unforgetting. I'm wondering, have you ever been a witness to an event that was harmful for the indigenous people of Duluth?
Rocks are the bones of the earth. I have seen everything. I know the past, present, and I will be there in the future. I can never be destroyed, only more spread out, covering people, places, and things. I am the life force. People use me to build habitats, grow food, thrive. I know of a time where I was respected, equal. Now I am picked apart, used en masse for the greed of these sad, lost people. They always need more, taking and taking from me and the rest of land. They forget where they come from, and their persistent unhappiness stems from their unwillingness to look back to me and ask, what about the rocks?
Yes, what about the rocks? Rocks are used for greed when they were once treated as equal in nature. Thank you. Your words have changed the way I think about your place in nature.
Finally, we will hear from the wind, also known as Newton. The wind has been around forever and is sure to have some very valuable insight. We are wondering, what memories of the past do you still pass on from tree to tree?
Through me, the stories of the past are shared. Each person's individual story has the ability to be passed through the generations through the wind, teaching people what those before them have learned. News is being stifled, and the process of remembering is slow and difficult. The only way these stories will be able to continue to be passed is if they are spoken and carried through the breeze again and anew. If these stories stop being spread entirely, we will end up in a worse world, where we may be doomed to keep repeating the past. Forgetting is what leads us to repeat the tragic past. Forgetting is not solely an issue in Duluth or Minnesota, but rather everywhere, and it is something I hear about through the wind gusts across the country and the world. Unforgetting is something everyone should strive to work on.
Thank you, Wind, for these valuable thoughts and perspectives on forgetting and the passing of memories. It really gives us something to think about. It's very interesting to hear that the buildings we don't think twice about on our drives around town could have such a big impact on the sharing of memories and thoughts from long ago. Can you go deeper into the generational effects of your flow being slowed and divided by things like buildings and how it affects the ideas of forgetting?
When living things breathe, their life force goes into the world and is picked up through me. I travel and am breathed in by these living things. We are all connected. I remember the times when people's stories were passed through me rather than across telephone wires. Memories were passed between people from tree to tree and town to town freely. Once all the buildings began going up, the memories seemed to stop flowing as freely. Voices started to become harder to hear. The buildings blocked their flow and frequency. Memories began to feel trapped, unable to flow freely from place to place. The memories getting passed around now are ones of savages and boarding schools. Although these memories are difficult to face, they are important to keep in circulation as they teach us how to not repeat the past and learn from history.
Wow, this might be our most interesting episode so far. It was so valuable to hear the perspectives of Lake Superior, Duluth rocks, and wind.
Do you think that these perspectives are something we can consider with the intention of working towards unforgetting?
Do you think that these voices can be heard all the time? Does land speak without being spoken to?
Is Earth crying out for help, wishing for connection, hoping for change?
What do you think, viewers? Has this episode caused you to rethink and reconsider your connection with Duluth, with water, rocks, and wind?
We hope you continue to chase unforgetting to embrace the rich culture of the Indigenous and the forgotten histories of Duluth.